What it is, you guys, I'm in the car today. It's kind of hot. I hope I don't go to sweating. I'm gonna try to get this done quickly. With the car on, you can hear the motor running, so I don't want to interrupt the video. So it's your girl Cadillac. I am Cadillac Dixon, the Draw My Life prison wife. Let me let the window down at least. The Draw My Life prison wife. I am the legally blind artist that is rapping and painting for justice. I am hoping to see justice before it all fades to black. Yes, it's your girl Cadillac. So I'm coming through today. It's going to be quick before I go to work. Yesterday's video, whenever that finally comes out, this is team why I don't like editing. It literally, because the video kept chopping itself up, it kept stopping. I had to take it into Premiere Pro, and it has given me heck all last night and all this morning. Like, it just won't export. I'm trying to put the pieces together. I didn't do nothing fancy. Every time I try to export the video, it keeps saying my laptop storage is full. It's too much work. And I mean, it would be worth it if you guys were watching my videos, but by you not watching my videos, until you start watching them, it's not going to be beneficial for me to, you know, edit, because I just don't have the time like that to keep devoting to it. So I'm trying to give you quick videos, upload right away. At least it still has a lot of feeling, and it still is touching on the points, but I just can't put everything into it that I want. And this so reminded me why. That was a really good video, I believe, good topic, but because I had to edit it, it didn't come out yesterday, and it sure looked like it ain't coming out today. Okay, so, and I was almost late to work to not even get to upload it. Like, that's crazy. And today I'm like pushing it because I got like 15 minutes. Okay, so today I have 7 ways we let prison wife life become our own prison. So this is speaking from my experience. Just let me know if you can relate to it, because maybe your experience is different on prison wife life. I know it has changed over the years. My experience was not always the way it is now. So your prison wife journey is going to change. Sometimes it's going to be easy, sometimes it's going to be hard, sometimes it's going to be impossible. It just depends on what stage of the prison wife life you're on. And I am 20 years down the line, so a lot is different from me than possibly a prison wife for 5 years and her man comes home in 5 years. That journey could be a lot different than my journey. But so these are things that I went through, and just let me know if you go through any of the same things. Okay, so these are 7 ways that we prison wives allow prison wife life to become our own prison. Okay, number 1. Well, really, they're not in numerical order. I just got them kind of separated by dashes to let you know it's a different it's actually a different thought, so I didn't number them, so we can renumber them later. I don't know which one is more detrimental, which is less. I was just writing down my thoughts. Excuse me. Okay, not wanting to go somewhere because he can't go. Let me know if you have experienced this as a prison wife. It's so much going on out here. Maybe it's parties, maybe it's festivals you guys used to attend together. Me and Marcello used to go to parks. We used to love to go to just walk around. We did all types of stuff. And when he is not here, it's like when that event comes up that y'all always went to together, like we went to the Zora Neale Hurston Festival. It was a lot of things that we did. And when it comes around, you don't want to go and have fun without your man, because your man clearly is not having any type of fun. Like, he's locked in a cell, or he's being confined. Even if he's not just in his cell, he's confined to a location where he can't just leave when he wants. He can't see a festival. He can't be, you know, hearing the music and smelling the foods and stuff. So you find yourself enjoying these things, and then you're like, oh, but my man is not able to do these things. So you kind of reel yourself back from doing what you once enjoyed, and that can actually make you feel like you're the one in prison as well, like you're doing time with him. That's why a lot of times we've referred to, and in the little group that I advocate with, that hey, when you send somebody to prison, you don't just send them to prison, you send their whole family to prison, because the whole family goes through this psychological roller coaster. Like, this is, so as much as you can detach from it, you should. You in no way, most times, did not aid anything in the crime that possibly put your husband in prison. So you don't deserve that time. Your husband, I don't know, is questionable if he does deserve it. Some deserve it, some don't deserve it, some were over sentenced. So everybody's situation is different. But the one thing that we can say is that you don't deserve it. You did nothing wrong. And in my case, I know I did nothing wrong. Well, my husband is wrongfully convicted to begin with, but I didn't do anything. Like, he didn't do anything, but I sure as heck didn't do anything. So I really don't deserve the punishment. But a lot of times we punish ourselves just because we know our loved ones can't enjoy the things that we enjoy. So we deprive ourselves of those experiences. Okay, so number 2. You don't do the things you used to do to look good. Like, oh, because he's not here. And you have to learn to look good for yourself. And when you look good, you feel good. Like, I went through this a lot. Maybe you go through it, maybe you don't. I know it's a lot of women that aren't able to keep up with all the different things that they have to do. They're able to keep up, you know, with, they used to like to get their hair done. They're able to still make those appointments. They're able to still keep their nails nice and done, even when, you know, they're cleaning and cooking and typing up emails to everybody in the world and trying to go to work. They're able to keep them nails done. But baby, I couldn't. I'm rough on nails. Like, when it's too much going on, I will pop them all off and they in the trash. Like, I don't have time for that. Now, maybe we get it together when I'm going to visitation. We might put some little nails. But when I noticed when I started visiting him more often, girl, he started seeing some of that true side of me. Like, I wasn't able to get them nails done like that. Sometimes I couldn't even get a coat of fingernail polish on there. It's times that he started seeing he would always comment on my cuticles peeling, which cuticles are peeling now, but he can't see me, girl. So we on the phone, like, he can't see that. But we have a way of presenting ourselves differently when he's around. And it shouldn't always be like that we're just getting dressed up just for him. Like, a lot of times we have to do some of those things for ourselves, because you'll find yourself looking in the mirror and you don't recognize yourself. You're used to being this pulled together person, and now you're noticing, hey, that's not even me. Like, who is that? Like, you become a whole different person you don't recognize. And that's because we have let some of those things go. If you like shopping, don't just stop shopping because, like, now, but I'm the one to talk. I can't visit my man. I haven't visited him since, I want to say, April. And we're going into a new year. I have to reapply for visitations. I'm not even going to get my hopes up that they're going to re-grant them back. But from other people that I have spoke to that have been in similar situations as me, that were kind of set up during visitation, a lot of them have said it's been a year, it's been 2 years, 3 years since they got their visits back, though you are able to reapply in 6 months. So I don't want to get my hopes up just for them to be able to crush it. Like, I don't want my hopes in their hands. So I'm not putting no power towards that I will visit him or whatever. So that means it's going to be a while before I'm able to visit my man. So if the only time I'm getting dressed up or putting myself together is when I'm going to see him, what am I going to feel like in between? If those things make me feel good, I'm double taking when I walk past the mirror. When I'm not on my way to visit, Am I double taking when I walk past the mirror? Like, am I happy and pleased with the person that I see in that mirror? If you're not, which I'm not, girl, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not here. I don't think you can ever point out one lie that I've told to you. I am 100% truthful. Like, I'm not 100% pleased with the person that I see. And I got to get myself together. Like, I got to start finding time to do my hair like I used to. I don't think I'm that ugly of a female. Like, I could be cute at times. Like, I got that cute little smile, good. So I want to live up to my full beauty potential, and I have to start doing that. It makes you feel better when you get compliments. Other people, you're walking around, they see you, you look good, you smell good, or stuff like that. Even putting on perfume, we tend to not do that, like when we're not going to visitation. And those are things you just can't let lack over a whole long period of time, because then you start to sink into habit, and then it's a habit to not do those things that you enjoy, and that can become your own little prison. Okay, number 3, you're cutting off family and friends because they don't understand your choice. So you're just gonna have to agree to disagree. This is the solution to that. And I've dealt with that a lot of times. I don't have friends so much anymore, but back when I was younger, I had friends, and I've never had a friend that really understood why I'm with a person that's incarcerated. Everybody basically, from my understanding, the way they explained it to me, like, was when he went to prison, I should have left him. Girl, leave him and move on with your life. Like, that was just so easy to do. That's like a chore. Like, if you had a to-do list, like, leave husband that got incarcerated wrongfully and move on with life. Clean up the dishes, vacuum the floor. Like, girl, it's not that easy. It's hard. Like, that's not easy. And then I'm like, what if I reflected back on you? You in love with, you finally found the person of your dreams, and now he's wrongfully convicted. How would it sound the same to you for me to say, hey, just leave them? And it's not just going to prison. What if the person of your dreams got sick? Think of it that way. Would you just leave them? Would you be telling your friends, hey, just leave them? They got sick. You need to be happy. Like, when you take vows, they're for better or worse, not better or better. And it's not a lot worse than a prison sentence. There is worse things, but prison sentences are bad. Like, so that is not the time to just jump ship. Like, that could be a test of your, do you really want this person that is meant for you? Like, what would you do for that person that's meant for you? So they don't tend to understand it. So a lot of times what I've done, and what a lot of other prison wives I spoke to do, is they break ties, like, slowly but surely. They stay away from people that they think are going to give them comments they don't want to hear, or give them feedback that they don't want, and they shy away from them. So for me, I just started putting up a shell, like, blah blah blah, just you talk, it's going in this ear and out that ear. Because most time, I'm gonna tell you this though, they mean it from a good place. They really mean it from their heart. Like, they don't want to see you just sitting there hurting. They're trying to help you, but they just don't know how to help you. So it would be okay to just, hey, establish that, hey, we're not going to discuss that topic. But don't break ties with them. Still go around your family. That happened with me and my mother. Me and my mother did not at all agree on Marcello at all. Not at all. And it wasn't until her passing that I realized that she was starting to kind of understand that I'm going to be there and I'm going to wait. And it started feeling like she just didn't want me waiting. Like, I'm her daughter. I'm the child that she brought into this world. And you don't bring your child into the world hoping that they grow up to struggle. Like, so it's from a place of love, but they can't quite understand. This is somewhat a situation that you won't understand unless you're walking in those shoes. So just agree to disagree, but don't cut the relationship unless it's becoming like it's just too much for you. Like, they won't leave the situation alone, then okay. Okay, so number 4, living as though you did a crime and living with the shame. So number 4 is referring to basically when you have to, like, people are asking, so where's your husband? Or for me, where's the baby's father? Or where's Damania's, oh, I done put her name out there. Where's Money's dad? And stuff like that. Like, when you go to tell it, a lot of times you feel that, should I actually tell them? Like, or if I tell them, how will they look at me and stuff like that. Like, I had an issue where me and our daughter was going to the chiropractor, and one day they asked her about her father. Like, I guess it's small talk, it always comes up. And she was like, oh, my dad's in prison. And I was like, Money, how did they look at you? Like, what did they say? Like, what? And then you're thinking, like, how do they feel about me now? Like, all the things that they liked about me, do they not like those things now because they know I'm with somebody that's in prison? Like, do they now think I'm less trustworthy? Or, you know, things like that. Girl, you didn't do that crime. I didn't do that crime. It goes back to that. So we can't live our lives as though in shame, as though we've done something wrong. It is not wrong to love somebody that possibly made a mistake, that possibly, I mean, because you're loving them doesn't mean that you're condoning what they did at all. And it's also people that deserve, like I say, second chances. In my case, my husband is wrongfully convicted. Like, none of us deserve this shame at all. So you can't live in that shame. Like, and I've had to grow with that over time, because it's not easy. It is something that you want to hang your head down. Like, oh, I'm just a prison wife. Like, the word prison automatically has so many alerts that pop up when people hear that. It's almost like you would rather be anything but a prison wife. Like, what? But I don't know, but it's really literally just a wife that is dealing with some crazy, unreasonable circumstances and still stand by her husband. That's basically what a prison wife is. Okay, so I have number 5, isolating yourself. Girl, you can't isolate yourself as much as you want to. Like, for me, I have suffered with clinical, like deep depression. And when I'm depressed, I don't like people around me. It's like, almost like Marcello says, when you're on the ground and you just want to wallow there. You just want to lay there, and you want to just shut off everybody. Just go in the room, close yourself off. For me, I want some sad music playing in the backdrop, girl. I want to cry. I want to just feel like, when you feeling down, you just want to feel down, like, for real. And you want to be by yourself. But that being by yourself can further that isolation, can further that depression. Like, even when you're not feeling certain things, like, just getting out can get you out of that depression, which is a prison itself. And we're relating how prison wife life can put you into your own mental prison. And depression is one thing that actually will bar you in, will block you in. And you have to, even if you don't want to do some certain things, just try it. Just go for a little while. Just go out for a little while. It's more like a distractor, because the brain has focus, basically. And when you're focusing on this, it's hard to focus on that. So when you're focusing on, oh, I'm here, I really don't want to be here, but hey, they're having fun. And, oh, that music sounds a little bit good, girl. And then you might get having fun, you might get into a conversation, and boom, you done forgot about that depression. Now, true, once you go back home, you may feel, oh, I just miss my husband. Oh, I wish he could have been here. But for a moment, at least you got out and it distracted your mind. A lot of the way I was able to do this time with him, My mind has been fully distracted from his 40-year prison sentence. I've been in school for 5 years. Tell me how much depression you got time for while you in school. I was a single mother raising our daughter. When your daughter's going to martial arts, when she's going to cheerleading, when she's doing all type, how much time you got to be depressed? Like, you got a little bit, like you don't have much time. When I was rapping, I was going to music conferences, I was performing on stages and then rushing off to work. Like, what time did I have to be depressed? Leave yourself as little time as you can to be depressed, because locking up in that room is giving you the right environment for depressed feelings, and you just don't want to go down that road. Okay, so we're on number 6. Only looking forward to phone calls, emails, and visits. But the time in between those events are still important. So when the only thing that makes you excited is his next call, his next email coming through, his next visitation, like when those are the only things you look to in life, it starts to be that those are the only times you're happy. And it could be far and few in between. You may not be getting emails every single day. You may not get phone calls every single day. You, like me, are not getting visits for months and months, and could be years. So am I gonna wait until my next visit to be happy? And it's kind of tricky, because visits do put you on that high, like you're high and you're so happy, and it's just like it was, and y'all having conversations like y'all did. But no matter how long that visit is, the time fleets so fast, and then it's like boom, you're depressed driving home. But that's like the visitation blues. But I would always have things that would help me with the visitation blues that I would do, which I want to do a video about that. And I would not allow, I used to let myself be depressed that whole weekend, but I stopped doing that. And I'm like, because there's too many, I'm visiting more often, so that's too many times that I'm going into this depression, coming out, going into it, coming out, going into it. No, we have to try to fight it as much and as long as we can. Now, we're not perfect, and yes, girl, I go through it, but I try not to stay right there. I try to get something that I enjoy, like I enjoy music. I enjoy art. I'll try to make something. As long as I'm painting, I'm not worrying about his 40-year sentence. I'm not worrying about, you know, maybe once that painting is done, then I'm worrying about it. But as I'm mixing my colors and painting on my canvas and stuff, I'm not thinking about that. This is him. And number 7, because he ain't gonna let me get it out. Comparing, seeing. Department of Corrections Institution. Oh gosh. To accept this call, press 0. Your current balance is $26.78. This call is from a corrections facility and is subject to monitoring and recording. Thank you for using Global Tel-Link. Hello. Yeah. I'm in the middle of recording my last statement. Okay, y'all. I'll be back. I have a part 2. Just tune in for part 2 of this. My last statement.